Do you think Josh Allen is going to reach the elite level of the three other quarterbacks that are all playing this weekend?
Man, he's made such an incredible jump from the time he entered the league to where he is now. He is certainly an MVP conversation. But these other three guys, we're talking about Hall of Famers. Like Patrick Mahomes, I think, is the only one of these guys who we're talking about who there's any question mark will go to the Hall of Fame. And that, to me, seems like almost a foregone conclusion. As long as he's able to stay healthy, there's no way that he doesn't go to the Hall of Fame. So I think it's hard to say that we know that Josh Allen is going to be able to put together a season like this over and over and over again. Like, you have to do this 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times to be in the similar conversation as Mahomes. Well, Mahomes hasn't done it, but a similar conversation as Rodgers and Brady. And Mahomes has already won an MVP, already won a Super Bowl, and a Super Bowl MVP and a league MVP. These are things that we have not seen Josh Allen do. He's shown the ability to potentially do that, but he's also shown 2 seasons where he was average to below average quarterback. So I don't think he goes back to being an average to below average quarterback, but to be competitive in the same conversation as these other guys, he's going to have to do this year after year after year, and that is so unlikely. It's much more likely that he has shown a spike and he'll go back down to above average quarterback, but not otherworldly like he's been for the last 10 weeks or so.
Well, listen, when you look at the other 3 quarterbacks, you're talking, obviously you brought up all of them being Hall of Fame type guys, but I think for me is, will Josh Allen continue his elite play past this year? I do. I feel like, and Dominique, you know this, when you're talking about quarterbacks, a lot of it depends on the type of situation they step into. And when you look at Josh Allen and the organization that he stepped into with the Buffalo Bills, with GM Brandon Beane and head coach Sean McDermott, the culture that they have there, the way they've been able to surround Josh Allen has allowed him to grow exponentially over the first 3 years. When you trade for Stephon Diggs, because you know your star quarterback needs a number 1 wide receiver that can bring out the best in him. Also, having your offensive coordinator, Brian Daboll, it doesn't look like he's going to be hired in this cycle. So now you get some continuity within that offensive system. So, early on in the process, we've seen the steady jump, and then this 3rd year, he's absolutely exploded. And I think Josh Allen recognizes, in his own ability that, you know what? I know I'm one of the best quarterbacks in this league. I know I can compete with the Aaron Rodgers, with the Patrick Mahomes. I can compete with any other quarterback in this league because I've done it every week in and week out this season. Now, does that guarantee that you're going to have future success? No, it doesn't guarantee. Every team each year is different in and of itself. But when you're in that culture that the Buffalo Bills have in that building, I tell you what, I'm willing to bet money that Josh Allen is going to continue to have that type of success.
Yeah, I mean, I think that things will change there, though. So in the same way that Patrick Mahomes has Andy Reid, if they lose, they lost Nagy, they lost Peterson, they will maybe eventually lose Bieniemy. But we all know that Andy Reid knows how to scheme an offense. It's different there in Buffalo, where McDermott's a defensive guy, their head coach. And Daboll may not go anywhere this year, but he's going to go somewhere eventually. And I think that Josh Allen has shown this year that in the right situation, he can be elite, which is he has been this entire season, or most of this season. He's been elite. The situation has been pretty close to perfect. They added Stephon Diggs. That offensive line has protected him. They had a great offensive coordinator. They have Cole Beasley, who's been injured a little bit lately, but consistent slot weapon. They have Brown, who's been in and out the lineup, but when he's out there, he's able to attack the defense. And they've had a couple of good running backs in Moss and Singletary. Like, that is a perfect situation, and he has been otherworldly in that situation. It won't be like that all the time. Daboll is going to get hired away, if not this year, next year. And those other situations won't be perfect going forward. And I don't think it's an insult to Josh Allen to say he's going to merely go to being great and not necessarily elite. I think he's going to be one of the top quarterbacks in the league and be a perennial Pro Bowl type of guy. But we're talking about the level of Brady We're talking about the level of Rodgers and Mahomes, whose only playoff loss came because somebody jumped off sides in the championship round as his first year as a true starter. Like, that's rarefied air. I'm not saying Josh Allen can't get there, but I think it's more likely that he won't because nobody does. So few players get to that spot.
Well, just listen to you. You make it sound like Josh Allen's like a system quarterback. To me, Josh Allen, the gains that he's made in all areas of his game, he's the type of quarterback he can play in any system. That's how talented Josh Allen is right now. So all those guys, I always say when it comes to the elite guys, sometimes we throw around franchise quarterbacks too loosely. All of these guys in the playoffs are franchise quarterbacks, elite guys. I don't care what system you put them in, they can thrive. They can carry a team on his back. That's why I feel Josh Allen will, he'll continue to be elite.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.